Oh, Sarvadharmastapakatvam Sarvadharmaswarupakaha Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishna Te Namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, Pranam. And having heard that beautiful song sung by Ramlal, and this song which Sri Ramakrishna loved very much, he was it was one of his most favorite songs. That the Thou art my all in all, Thou art my all in all. O Lord, the life of my life, the essence of essence. And the Bengali song went like, O Nath, tumi sarvasya amar. You are my all in all. Pranadhar, sarat sar, nahi toma bine keho tribhuvane bolibar apnar. There is no one in this universe. There is no one in the three worlds, Tribhuvane, whom I can call my own. You are the only one. And listening to this song, naturally, what was going to happen to Sri Ramakrishna? Listening to this song, listening to these words that Thou art my all in all, he went into samadhi. He went to samadhi, then after some time he came back from that divine plane. He came back from that plane much higher above the level of this plane. And again he started repeating the same thing, that eternal consort of my soul. Govinda, Govinda. I mean, he was still in that mood was still lingering on him. And again, he was getting into ecstasies, becoming one with his divine mother. And then after some time, he came down. He came down on the normal plane, and then started once again talking to devotees. Now, in the meantime, what had happened? Another devotee, Adhar Sen, he was a deputy magistrate. Now, he also came to join this gathering. This was Adhar Sen's second visit, apparently. And he had brought one more person with him. That person's name was Saradacharan. Now, Saradacharan, apparently, he was a retired deputy inspector of schools, a very high position in the social status for that matter. And he was very desperate. He was very frustrated. He was very much extremely unhappy, sad, because he had lost his elder son. Recently, he had lost his elder son, and he was into that mood of desperation. So, Adhar Sen, having come to Sri Ramakrishna once and understanding the import of his teachings, he thought, okay, let me bring my friend Saradacharan to get some solace, to get some soothing, to get some kind of peace of mind listening to the words of Sri Ramakrishna. Now here one thing is very interestingly comes out, that most of the most inner core disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, they came to him when they were under dire circumstances. You look at the examples of Sri M, Girish Chandra Ghosh, even Swami Vivekananda himself. In the state of desperation, their levels of desperations and reasons of desperations were different, but they were all desperate. Sri M was desperate with his life, contemplating to commit suicide. And that's when his cousin brought him to Sri Ramakrishna. Just let us go, and you see how kind of person he is. He's a saintly person. And the moment Sri M saw and heard Sri Ramakrishna's words on that very first meeting, he was hooked onto, he got addicted to that intoxicated speech, the intoxicated teachings that Sri Ramakrishna offered him. Same was the case with Girish Chandra Ghosh. He was also not in a good state of mind when Sri Ramakrishna took him under his fold. Naren was absolutely desperate to know whether God exists. Has anybody seen God? And his professor told him, you go and meet the saint of Dakshineshwar. In that state of desperation, Naren came and met Sri Ramakrishna, and the rest is the history. So if you look at it, most of these people, they came to Sri Ramakrishna under the state when they were so desperate, when they were so despondent. And this reminds me exactly the state of Arjuna, that Sri Krishna gave him that great teachings, the song celestial of the Bhagavad Gita. And see, in the same way, Sri Ramakrishna used to teach, used to give his teachings, used to give his soothing words, he used to share his most peace-giving words to his disciples, to his devotees. So under such situation, under such a mental state, this friend of Adhar Sen, Saradacharan, Adhar Sen had brought him to Sri Ramakrishna. Now Sri Ramakrishna came down from the plane of samadhi, and he started talking to the disciples. Coming down from samadhi, the master found the eyes of the devotees fixed on him. They were all eagerly waiting for Sri Ramakrishna to come down on the lower plane, to come down on this normal plane of the earthly existence and start sharing his nectarine words with them. He muttered to himself in an abstracted mood. For something, Sri Ramakrishna also needed some time to come to the level of all these people around him. From such a high state of spiritual realm, coming down, coming down, coming down. So he muttered something to himself, and then he started talking to all the devotees. Now, addressing the devotees, Sri Ramakrishna says, the spiritual wisdom of worldly people is seen only on rare occasions. It is an extremely rare instance of seeing the spiritual wisdom in these worldly people. It is like a flame of a candle, flickering. They were not constant, they are not steady. No, it is rather like a single ray of sun passing through a chink in a wall. A single ray of sun, it comes. The moment there is something obstruction, that sun ray, it disappears, which is coming up from that chip of the wall. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, worldly people chant the name of God, but there is no zeal behind it. They chant it, but there is no zeal behind it. They just chant it mechanically because they don't get delight. They don't even attempt to get delight out of chanting the name of the God. They just repeat, they just chant, that's it. There is no earnestness, there is no yearning, there is no sincerity in chanting the name of God. And worldly people chant the name of God, but there is no zeal behind it. Just before getting into samadhi, before listening to that song, Sri Ramakrishna was talking about the zeal of attaining, repeating the God's name. The zeal that the Sri Radhika and gopis had for Sri Krishna's love. Now, Sri Ramakrishna says worldly people do not have that kind of zeal, that kind of earnestness, that kind of sincerity in chanting the name of the Lord. It is like children swearing by God. This is the example that now Sri Ramakrishna is giving. How these worldly people, they chant the name of God like children swearing by God, having learned the word from the quarrels of their aunts. Now, this is what typically used to happen earlier days when there were joint families. You know, these ladies talking within themselves and then also arguing, counter-arguing, discussing so many things. And then every now and then, the swearing by God, Bhagwan ki kasam, Ma kasam, all those kind of kasams, all those kind of swearings. Swearing by God, swearing by mother, swearing by all the ancestors. So this is what the children also used to hear these terminologies being used by the elders, and they also, in their play, whenever they used to fight, they used to swear by God. In reality, they didn't know the import of the words of swearing by God or swearing by mother. They didn't know what it is, but elders did, and they also did. So Sri Ramakrishna says the chanting of name of Lord by the worldly people is like that. Like children don't know the import of swearing by God. They do it because they have heard it from the elders. Likewise, because these people, they have heard from their elders, chant the name of God, chant the name of God. So they start chanting the name of God, but there is no sincerity in it, Sri Ramakrishna says. Worldly people have no grit. They have no determination. They have no perseverance. They have no persistence. If they succeed in an undertaking, it is all right. But if they don't succeed, it scarcely bothers them at all. The worldly people, Sri Ramakrishna says, how they are. They take up an undertaking, they take up certain work. If they succeed, good. But if they fail in the first attempt, that's so they're not bothered. Then they will look for the another. They have no persistence to carry forward the work they have started, to take it through its end. If there are any obstacles in between, that's it. They will just give it up like that. When they need water, now here Sri Ramakrishna is giving a very pertinent example. When they need water, they begin to dig a well. Now, most of the times, same thing happens. They won't have any advanced preparations to carry their work properly. Now, there is a need for water, they'll start digging well. It is not that they will dig well in advance and keep everything ready. Now they need water, they start digging well. But as soon as they strike a stone, they give up digging there and begin at another place. They have started digging the well. While digging, they hit upon a solid rock, a big stone. And, oh my God, no, this is a stone here. I won't get any water here at this spot. So they leave that spot and start digging at another place. But as soon as they strike a stone, they give up digging there and begin at another place. Perhaps they come to a bed of sand. Now, at the second place when they start digging, what they find? There is sand. Oh my God, here also there is no water. There is only sand. And finding nothing but sand, they give up that place too. How can they succeed in getting water unless they continue to dig persistently where they stand? Unless and until they are persistent. Okay, let me get the water. Till I get water, I won't stop. Till I get water, I will keep on digging. So what? There is a stone first I get. I will break that stone. I will go deep down and then I will get the water. So what? If there is a sand over there, if there is a sand, maybe as I dig the sand, I will get water. That persistence, that perseverance, that tenacity is not there in the worldly people, Sri Ramakrishna says. Exactly like the example of that farmer who decided to bring water to his field, come what may, and only then I will take rest. Only then I will take food. You know that story that Sri Ramakrishna had told us? Unless and until he got water from the canal to his field, that person did not give up. His daughter came to tell him, "Come on, father, it is time for lunch. Come, we are all waiting for you." He said, "Nothing doing." His wife came to request him, "Come, my lord, come, Swami, there is enough time. Come home, take food, take bath, and take food, and then again come back." This person said, "Nothing doing. I have decided that I will not stop till water reaches my field." And in fact, he went almost to beat his wife when she was interrupting him in his work. So that is what tenacity, that kind of persistence, that kind of perseverance, Sri Ramakrishna says, is lacking in the worldly people. Man reaps the harvest of his own past actions, Sri Ramakrishna says. We always, as per the law of karma, whatever actions we have done in the past, we reap, we harvest the fruits of those actions. Hence you read in the song, and then Sri Ramakrishna here sings that song which he had sung just a few minutes back, a few hours back. The song that, "Oh mother, I have no one else to blame." You remember that song we had heard? "I have no one else to blame. Alas, I sink in the well these very hands have dug." I have only dug this well, and I am sinking in this well. I have dug this well using the spade of 6 passions, the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara. With these 6 passions, I have dug this well, and now I am sinking in this well. The dirty, muddy, all the wretched water, all the dummy water, the muddy water, it is now drowning me. The water has raised to my chest. You remember that song we had heard? The water has raised to my chest. Now nobody can save me but you, O Mother. I have myself dug this well, and now I am sinking in this well. And Sri Ramakrishna says, this is the condition that the worldly people lead themselves in. They themselves dig the well. They don't take the name of Lord with sincerity. They don't take the name of Lord with lovingness in their heart. They don't take the name of Lord getting a delight in chanting that name. Mechanically they do it. And if they don't get result from chanting Rama's name, they switch over to Krishna. If they don't get result in Krishna's name, they switch over to Durga. So that is the kind of jumping from one task to another these worldly people are into. They have no grit, they have no tenacity, they have no persistence. Possibly this was the advice Sri Ramakrishna was giving to Saradacharan also, who had come there utterly destroyed internally with the death of his son. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna has told us today about the mistakes that the worldly people are doing. Let us be tenacious. Let us be persevering in uttering the name of God. Let us not come to that state of saying, oh Mother, now I am myself drowning in the well that I have dug with the 6 passions used as a spade. And I have no one else to blame. Now only you can come and save me. Let us not get into that state. Rather, let us start getting pleasure, getting delight in chanting the name of God, and not do it mechanically, without any interest in it, without any zeal in it. The zeal that the Vrindavan gopis in the Vrindavan had for chanting the name of Krishna, the zeal that gopis of Vrindavan had for the love of Krishna. Let that zeal, let that grit, let that determination be there in our hearts all the time. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.